The vast majority of us will never experience the terror of being involved in a shipwreck. Those unfortunate few who do will never forget the experience. But Moss and Tracy Hills had the unlikely fortune to have been involved in two significant maritime disasters. The merry duo of cruise ship musicians found themselves at the heart of one of maritime history's most extraordinary rescues, when the MTS Oceanos sank off South Africa's wild coast in August of 1991. Their unlikely leadership and courage led to the survival of all 571 passengers and crew aboard the doomed vessel. Moss Hills, born in Zimbabwe, and Tracy Hills, a South African native, were experienced cruise ship performers. Moss played guitar and sang, while Tracy played the bass and also sang. They often performed together, entertaining guests with live music and hosting events on various cruise liners. By 1991, they were part of the entertainment team aboard the Oceanos, a Greek-owned cruise ship operating along the South African coast. In late July 1991, the Oceanos embarked on a voyage from Cape Town to Durban, with a stop in East London. The voyage included a private charter for a wedding celebration, and Moss and Tracy were hired as part of the entertainment. Despite their experience with rough seas, the couple noted that the weather during this voyage was particularly severe, with gale-force winds and high swells making conditions challenging even for seasoned sailors. On the evening of August 3, 1991, shortly after departing East London, the Oceanos encountered worsening weather conditions. During dinner service, Moss observed that the ship's waiters, typically skilled at balancing trays even in rough seas, were struggling to maintain their footing. This was unusual and signaled to him that the situation was getting worse. Suddenly, the ship lost power, plunging the ship into darkness. Emergency lights activated, casting a dim glow over the increasingly anxious passengers. Moss ventured below decks with fellow entertainer Julian Butler to assess the situation. They discovered that the engine room was flooded, and the crew was abandoning ship without informing the passengers. The bridge was deserted, and no official announcements had been made. With the ship's officers absent, Moss, Tracy, and other members of the entertainment team took it upon themselves to manage the crisis. Moss Hills located the ship's radio and issued a mayday call, eventually establishing contact with rescue services. He coordinated with the South African Defense Force, which dispatched helicopters to assist in the evacuation. Meanwhile, Tracy Hills helped organize passengers, providing reassurance and instructions to maintain order. The entertainment team, including magicians and other performers, worked tirelessly to calm guests and prepare them for the evacuation. They improvised safety measures, such as tying ropes to create handrails on the tilting deck, and managed the boarding of lifeboats and helicopters. Rescue helicopters arrived and began airlifting passengers from the deck. Moss and Tracy oversaw the forward evacuation, assisting in securing passengers into harnesses for hoisting. Despite the dangerous conditions, including the ship's increasing list and the threat of capsizing, the evacuation proceeded efficiently under their guidance. Tracy's composure was particularly noted. Her calm demeanor helped prevent panic among passengers. Moss, despite lacking any formal training in emergency procedures, provided much-needed leadership throughout the entire ordeal. Remarkably, all the individuals on board were rescued without loss of life. Moss and Tracy were among the last to be evacuated, ensuring that no one was left behind. Following the disaster, investigations revealed that the Oceanos had suffered from poor maintenance, including faulty repairs and structural issues that contributed to its sinking. The ship's captain and several officers were found negligent for abandoning the vessel without coordinating an evacuation. Moss and Tracy's actions received widespread acclaim. Their story had been featured in various media outlets, including a BBC documentary and numerous interviews. Moss continued to share their experience through motivational speaking engagements, emphasizing the importance of leadership and courage in crisis situations. Tracy, while less inclined to revisit the traumatic event, had channeled her creativity into jewelry design, establishing her own business in the UK. But that wasn't the end of the story for Moss and Tracy. In a remarkable twist of fate, the couple were also working aboard the Italian cruise ship Achille Lauro when it caught fire and sank off the coast of Somalia on November 30, 1994. The fire, believed to have originated in the engine room, led to the eventual sinking of the ship. Once again, Moss and Tracy assisted in the evacuation efforts, drawing on their previous experience to help ensure the safety of those on board. You can hear the entire ill-fated history of the Achille Lauro in episode 11 of Shipwrecks and Sea Dogs.